The high season for tourism might be coming to an end. Soi Nana is opening a COVID-free zone, and the last story today can only be described as something called Sleepless in Sukhumvit. That's all coming up on Good Morning Thailand. Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. I'm Jay, and joining me after a long hiatus from his recovery, the man, the myth, the legend, Tim Newton is back.
And I apologise that I'm not natty.
Yeah.
And we're all ready for the people saying, I'm never watching again if Natty's not on. Get rid of Tim. We love Natty. We get it. But don't bother commenting about it because Natty is very busy in Bangkok looking after Thailand news update.
That is absolutely correct. Unfortunately, she was too busy to bring her to Phuket.
Well, no, let's tell the truth. She wanted to stay in the Hilton.
Yeah, true.
And we only offered her a holiday inn.
We couldn't match her penthouse level of living, unfortunately.
So, a little bit diva.
A little bit, just a little bit. But we are in Phuket.
Where are we?
That's right. We're in Phuket and we're in BYD Laughs. As you can see, with the cute teddy bear and the logo up front.
Now, we do need to say about the teddy. We need a name for the... Teddy doesn't have a name.
Oh.
So we need a name for Teddy.
Shall we take some suggestions?
We're going to be after suggestions for the Teddy.
Okay.
Please keep them polite.
Yep.
And we should also say hello to Craig, who's come all the way from Melbourne.
Just to see us.
Just to see us.
I didn't know we made it to the big time. Hi, Craig.
Yeah. He arrived this morning, just desperate to be here in time for the show.
Yeah, he made it.
Can I just leave him there?
No, we're going to leave him.
I have to lean him against there.
Here
we go. Where's Natty? Here we go. They've started already.
But yeah, we are once again at the great, amazing BYD Laughs. We're fortunate enough to have them have us back. And like always, you can also come stay at BYD Laughs and get a 10% additional discount if you type in the code The Thaiger at checkout.
Yeah, and we're glad to say that they're fully booked. So don't try booking for this week. And we'll get into all the latest situation with actually coming to Thailand at the moment. We know there's a lot of confusion out there. We'll do our best to try and be abundantly clear about exactly what is happening at the moment. We'll do that a bit later.
All right. We've got a lot of news topics to talk about. Shall we just chat about all the things that are coming up? Shall we give the viewers an update?
Sure.
All right. Firstly, Andrea Bocelli, the man himself. So,
okay,
it's time to pay up, mister.
So Andrea Bocelli did indeed turn up to Phuket. So, surprise, I think, even to you. So I owe you...
I believe till the last second.
500 baht for Andrea Bocelli not coming to Phuket. However, I would like to remind you that that Lisa didn't come to Phuket.
Yes.
And so I think I need that money back.
This is for Lisa not coming to Phuket.
Easy come, easy go.
It's a win-win. All right, moving on. Now, Thaiger merchandise. We've been talking about this for a while now. We broke the news early December. It's now early January, and the month is here. We will be launching Thaiger merchandise this month, which includes t-shirts, polo t-shirts, mugs, paintings.
Just the mugs.
Yeah.
The mugs look really Gucci. There's like a tiger print.
Yes.
And also we've got the tea. So there's two different mugs.
And there's gold one.
And it's gold.
Yeah.
It looks really great.
Yeah.
They're not expensive either.
Yeah. As well as the coffee.
It's real gold plating.
Real, yeah, of course. Only the best for our viewers.
We've got coffee.
That's right.
Thaiger brand coffee.
Thaiger brand coffee that you can buy.
That has been hand-picked by the Hill Tribe people in Chiang Mai.
And even Tim on the weekends, he actually went there and picked
and I selected
bean.
Not that bean. Yes, that bean. That one. No, not that one.
Yeah.
So we've been very selective with our Thaiger coffee.
That's right.
The painting that you love, we've got mini versions of the painting. They're about that big.
Yeah.
And they're going to be hand signed by Jay, me, Natty, Pond, who's with our Thai YouTube team.
Yeah.
And they'll be a bit of a collector's item.
Yeah, hopefully.
We think they're going to be a collector's item in our own minds.
Yeah, we even have cat merchandise.
Oh, can we show the cat merchandise, Jason?
Yeah, so Jason, being the creative expert that he is, he was just playing around on his laptop and he created a Thaiger t-shirt for your cat.
And by the way, the cat is called Fanta. He's one of the 5 kittens that have been growing up in the Newton mansions over the past 6.5 weeks.
And for the amount of kittens Tim has, if you buy the shirt, you get a kitten for free. Isn't that great?
We've got 5. They've all got homes to go to in about a week after they get their first vaccination. So thank you to all those lovely people that are giving forever homes to the, slightly surprising kitten litter that turned up.
All right, thank you. Those are all the updates we have so far. Shall we get on with the news?
Do we have time for anything else?
I think so.
Okay.
Right, high season might end early. Now, the tourism operators in popular destinations face more and more cancellations. Now, for a lot of the viewers who are watching now, they're probably saying, oh, of course, no wonder cancellations are happening. Everybody saw it coming. But yes, as soon as the test and go scheme was suspended, it would be obvious that a lot of people would panic. A lot of people who plan to come in January would rather go somewhere else where they didn't have to face such restrictions, and that's exactly what's happened. A lot of people have cancelled their hotels.
There's been confusion about this January the 10th deadline. Now, both the Public Health Minister and the Prime Minister on Monday mentioned about this possible deadline. The fact that they mentioned it in public to the media, we've published the fact that they did mention it. We have also gone out of our way to say that it is not confirmed, probably be confirmed tomorrow. The problem is that there are people out there who may have bookings on the 11th or the 12th or the 20th of January. They're in a complete twilight zone at the moment, not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And we feel really bad for you, but we also believe that it's our duty to bring you up to date with what the Thai government and the Thai media are reporting on the matter. But we also stress that that date is not confirmed, probably will be tomorrow.
And that frustration is shared by a lot of people around Thailand, because I'll give you some examples. In Phang Nga, for example, so the only sandbox scheme that people can enter is Phuket Sandbox. You can still come in and do the quarantine. Of course, that's another way to enter Thailand. However, if you want to come through the sandbox scheme, only Phuket is open. But what about places like Phang Nga and Krabi that had a sandbox, but tourists can no longer arrive in those cities? So Phang Nga has seen a drop of 60% of bookings in January.
That's shocking. I think
That's right.
Krabi was 30%.
That's correct.
And
30%.
these are just like reported vague numbers.
Yeah.
You can imagine the numbers in some hotels in some locations will be higher, some will be lower. But this is a big blow for the people that wanted to come to Thailand. It's a big blow for the hotel, the hospitality, the tourism industry. So we share your pain, because it's been very confusing for us to report what's going on.
Yeah.
We're delighted to try and bring you the best, the latest, the most accurate information we can. But believe me, it's been really confusing, Joe.
And since yesterday, the Omicron variant and COVID-19 cases are starting to spike. Since yesterday, we had an increase of 800 cases, which was a sudden spike. It's currently at 3,899 COVID infections and 19 more fatalities. Although, some good news, even though these infections are going out of control, the Phuket governor has come out and said that Phuket, which actually has its own Omicron variant crisis going on, will remain open to tourists even though the infections are rising.
And we know that anecdotally now, and certainly from the data that's been presented, specifically a big report in the UK and data coming out of the United States, is that the health effect of Omicron is much less than from the Delta strain of the COVID-19 virus.
Yeah.
And that you have a much smaller chance of being hospitalised. Partly that could be because of the actual virus, and partly because, of course, a lot more people are now vaccinated against the worst effects of COVID-19.
Yeah.
So, of course, people who are inoculated or vaccinated against COVID-19 can still catch and spread the disease. So we're not out of this mess yet. And we'll do our best, of course, to keep you up to date with what's happening here in Thailand. But good to hear that they hope to try and at least keep the Phuket sandbox open.
That's right. The the provincial governor Kun Narong Wunsiao said the province will keep receiving tourists under its Phuket Sandbox tourism promotion program for the sake of maintaining a balance between COVID-19 controls and boosting the economy. So they're not giving up yet. Now, the future of Test and Go. This will be decided on Friday.
Tomorrow.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
I've
it's
lost
tomorrow.
track of time. I feel like it's Monday. Because I'm in Phuket, I feel like it's a new day. Anyways,
No,
it
Jay,
is
it's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Have a look at the top of your computer screen.
That's true.
It says
Thursday, 6th of January.
But
Apologies.
it's Thursday, everybody.
Yes. The Foreign Ministry Deputy Spokesperson Kun Natpanu Napakon said the CCSA will decide on Friday if the suspension of the Test and Go program will resume soon, and they will also talk about reopening of entertainment venues and bars.
Yes, I think there's going to be a bit of grim news for the bars.
Yes.
They were talking about after January the 15th, reopening the bar industry around Thailand.
Yep.
I think it's a pretty hot tip that they're going to delay that as well. But that it once again is not confirmed. That's purely speculation on our behalf, but I think we're going to be fairly right in that one.
All right.
A lot of things happening. We've got
That's
cars
right.
and trucks
We're out in
coming
the
and
open. You
we're-
can
we're
hear
out
the
in the
coffee machines. There's trucks everywhere.
After the break, we'll get Jason to get the camera out and
love
show you
it.
where we are.
Yeah. Can I tell you something interesting I saw online while I was reading the news this morning? Thaksin Shinawatra, which is the former Prime Minister of Thailand, very controversial. Some of you might know him, some of you might not. However, the former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, who's living in self-exile in Dubai, of all places,
And London and other locations.
yes, says he plans to return to Thailand and serve the people in the country and help them out of this crisis.
He said he's coming back this year.
Yes, but
There's a lot of buts with this.
only his daughter will know when.
His daughter Yingluck.
No, not Yingluck, Ying, the younger daughter.
Okay.
Yingluck is his sister.
Oh, that's right. Yingluck was his sister, and she was the former prime minister.
That's right.
In Thailand before she was,
Yeah.
well, booted out by the junta in 2014.
He had 5 wishes for the new year, former prime minister, but his main one, which I'm going to, which was his second one, he says, no matter who the government is, who's in charge, I am ready to help solve the government's problems. So he wants to lead Thailand out of all the
Now,
problems that Thailand is facing.
from a legal perspective,
Yes.
we should remind people that if he does walk back into Thailand, he can be immediately arrested.
That's right.
Yeah, the reason that he's in exile is because he has pending charges. Now, you may think those charges are trumped up by the current government, but that's the current situation. So, yeah, he may want to come back to Thailand, sort of riding astride an elephant with a golden scepter,
Yeah.
coming back to
I
help
have
the
returned.
people. Yeah, but the current government, I think, would have different ideas about his return to Thailand. So it's not just going to be a walk through the immigration and getting a stamp and living happily ever after for Thaksin Shinawatra.
All right, let's take a quick break, Tim. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about more interesting and fun topics such as Sleepless and Sukhumvit.
We've also got this person, FFSSS, asked the question, is Tim a has-been? And the answer is yes. Thank you for the question.
And more news on Soy Nana actually opening up a COVID-19 free zone so people can still enjoy and drink.
Is that even legal?
Who knows? We'll find out after the break.
Find the coffee roast you love most. Coffee Culture delivers Thai coffee online. Whole beans or pre-ground delivered to your doorstep in Thailand. Go to coffeeculture.asia and get coffee you love delivered to your doorstep.
Welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand. This is Tim, and I'm Jay.
Can we show everybody where we are?
Yes, we can.
Jason, can you pick up a camera and just sort of, you're going to have to take your headphones off and stop listening to Def Leppard or whoever you listen to. What's he listen to?
I don't think he definitely doesn't listen to Def Leppard.
I'm a bit
Yeah.
old.
A bit,
What do
bit
the
of,
younger folk listen to
a
these
bit of
days?
exclusive information. Jason's still in his teens.
Wait, is he?
He is. Yeah.
When does he hit 20?
I'm not sure. He is 19, I believe.
19 and a 100.9.
Ugh, I hate that word, teen.
So that's where we are. We're at BYD Lofts.
That's right.
In Patong.
Yeah, I think you just saw Craig in the background.
Craig, and there's Craig.
There he is.
Don't point it at Craig. There's charges pending. He's come to Thailand to flee charges pending in Australia. So
that's right.
No one knows it. They do now. So yeah, very, very nice location here at BYD Lofts. You're back on camera.
Back on camera. All right. So yeah, that's where we are. A quick shout out to 212 Roger and ATN for being Thaiger members. Thank you for supporting the channel. We appreciate the love and support. Also, Coffee Culture. Coffee Culture's never let us down.
Stinky, great name, says get some tin foil and wrap it around Tim. Need better reception. Spotty. I'm sorry, we don't understand. Some of the messages that come through, there's a whole show that goes on in the comments section. It's probably better than this show, actually, but Scott D says, 12 months ago, I predicted that it would be as long as summer of 2023 before my family and I could return safely to Thailand for holiday. Unfortunately, I still maintain that. Well, we should say that. I mean, Thailand has been open one way or another pretty much all the way through the pandemic.
Yeah.
There has been plenty of hoops to jump through, but there's been, well, hundreds of thousands of people returning to Thailand or coming to Thailand for business or pleasure, especially in the past 2 months before this whole test and go thing was postponed. So people have been coming to Thailand. So Scott, you could actually come to Thailand. You can even come now if you come through Phuket. Another thing that Hans from BYD Lofts asked us to clarify for people is that if you come to Phuket with the Sandbox program,
yes,
which is still open under the Thailand Pass, you don't have to stay in your hotel for 7 days. You can actually roam anywhere around the island of Phuket for 7 days.
7 days, yeah.
Before you're then allowed to travel to other parts of Thailand. So if you want to sort of think it as a quarantine, but an entire island quarantine. So the Sandbox doesn't require you to stay in your hotel. It means that you have to stay on the island of Phuket. And that's an island the same size as Singapore. It's a very big island, some 46 kilometres from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
And you've got 32 beaches, you've got plenty of islands just off the coast. You've got 5-star marine will take you out to PP. There's plenty you can do here in Phuket whilst you're serving a quarantine time.
Yep.
Did I make that clear?
I think you made it clear.
Good.
All right, let's move on. D-Man says, Jay, get Tim a monocle. 100,000 subscribers, I'm telling you, that's what's required.
No, Michael, no.
All right, let's move on to our next story, which is regarding Soy Nana. Now, Soy Nana has announced a COVID-19 free zone. Tim, is this the Soy Nana in Nana?
Well, when I read the story yesterday, it said Soy Nana in Chinatown. I thought, whoa, hang on.
There's a Chinatown? That's what you thought.
Well, no, I knew there's a Chinatown.
I
I've been there. I love Chinatown in Bangkok. But Soy Nana is what, about 3-4 streets from our office in Asok?
Yes.
And it's got like the Nana Plaza and a very popular night spot. I thought, that's not in Chinatown, but there is a Soy Nana in Chinatown, which is sort of the other side of, well, I don't know, it's the other side of Bangkok.
Yeah.
It'd be very hard to say where the centre of Bangkok is.
Well, we're in the centre of Bangkok.
Of course we are, Jay.
No, we are.
Well, Sukhumvit,
we are in the heart of Sukhumvit. That's where all the party, the business, the red light district, everything is there.
Well, I think there's more to Bangkok, Jay, than just crowds, businesses, and the red light district.
Not according to most people, but sure.
We're being very Western, I think, when we say we're in the centre of Bangkok. But yeah, Chinatown's not quite in the centre of Bangkok. It's in the old area of
Yawarat.
So
is it in Yawarat?
What? Yawarat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So tell us what's happening in Soy Nana now that we've established it's in Chinatown.
Right. The bars of Chinatown hotspot Soy Nana have announced their creation of a COVID-19 free bar area where patrons can enjoy a nice beverage if they're vaccinated or have been tested recently.
Do you think that they've just set this up? I'm not sure if that's 100% legal.
I think it's absolutely not legal because, yes, bar and entertainment venues are not allowed to open, but these could be classified as restaurant. I'm guessing that's the only way that they could. If it's an open air, ventilated area, you can classify yourself as a restaurant and then serve alcohol.
There's a lot of bars now. Just down the road from here at BYD Loft is Bangla Road.
Yes.
If you do come to stay in Patong, BYD Loft is sort of in the centre of Patong, close to the beach, close to Bangla Road, close to the shops, so it's a good location. But if you're in Bangla Road, I mean, it's been pumping. You're going out in a couple of nights to go and have a look?
That's right. So
doing a bit of live reporting, research,
of course. There are two things I'm planning to do. One is to give a Phuket update because I haven't been back home for about 3 months, just to see how lively it is. Because firstly, I was shocked when I saw Phuket being so lively during New Year's. There's a lot more foreigners here, which leads me to my second thing. I'm going to go do Voice of the People. I'm going to go ask the tourists and the expats
Vox Pops.
what they're doing in Phuket.
So I can't remember what I was saying. Bangla Road, oh yes, a lot of bars have been reopening under the guise of restaurants by serving like McNuggets with a beer and stuff like that. We understand these businesses want to get open as soon as they can. And if they've been diving through the loopholes and getting open and everybody is happy about that, well, so be it. We're not going to say it's a good or bad thing, but we acknowledge that it's been happening, and we're really sure that these businesses are desperate to get open to help their staff out. But that's the situation. It looks like Soi Nana in Chinatown looks like they're trying to, come up with their own version with a safe location, a safe spot, a little pop-up.
That's right. A lot of beer can leave you sleepless, but there are other things as well.
Shocking segue.
There are other things as well that can leave you sleepless in Sukhumvit, and that leads us to our final story tonight. What is leaving people sleepless in Sukhumvit? Here's a video from our Thaiger correspondent, Jordan.
Local residents tell me they rejected a deal with the company that installed the LED light sign to build a facade across the face of their homes to block the light from entering. They said that in exchange for the company building that facade, the company wanted to extend the contract with this building to have the light board installed for an additional 3 years, meaning that this light board would stay installed for a total of 6 years. Residents tell me they rejected that deal and they are still protesting this sign, hoping for its full removal soon. Reports say the beginning of February, but local residents are keeping up their protest banners and they will believe it when they see it. This is Jay with the Thaiger coming to you live from Thong Lor neighborhood.
Okay. Right, welcome back.
Great little report there from Jay Jordan. Is he Jay or Jordan?
It's Jordan.
Jordan.
There we go.
But he's doing a great job.
Yes.
A little bit distorted there, so we apologise for the sound. But really good for him to go out there and show this problem. Imagine if you're living in the apartments where these LED signs are on. I can see the problem. You go and you stay in an apartment block, and then the owners of the apartment decide to put a hoarding at the front. The hoarding these days is not just a big fabric sign.
Yeah.
It's one of these big LED signs, and they're light at the front and they're also light at the back.
That's right.
So there were some of the shots that Jay shot yesterday that showed what it's like inside some of these apartments at night, where there's a lot of light and heat coming from these huge LED signs. So if you're going to go and stay in an apartment, just check if they've got a sign hanging off the front, because it may affect your sleep.
Yeah, I think it must have definitely happened after, but interesting story. That will definitely leave you sleepless in Sukhumvit.
What did somebody else had another name for it this morning? What was it? Can you remember? Sleepless in Sukhumvit and
Silence
of the Lamps.
Oh, Silence of the Lamps.
Ha ha ha. Beat Von Canal said the centre of Bangkok is Victory Monument. Distances given on traffic signs are referring to that location.
Yeah.
That's probably a more defined centre of Bangkok, Victory Monument.
Oh yes.
Up there in sort of Ratchathawee.
Yeah. at some point you've either visited Victoria Monument, especially if you're living in Thailand, locals and expats, because it's the hub of traveling as well. Because not only can you go to every part of Bangkok from Victoria Monument, you can also go out of the province.
So if you also think about the centre of Bangkok has changed over the years, because like where Hua Lompong station was, that was sort of in the early days, maybe even 100 years ago, the centre of Bangkok at the time. But Bangkok has stretched west over the Chao Phraya, north into like Thonburi, and then of course east towards where the new Suvarnabhumi airport is, and out towards Pattaya, Chat Chong Sao. I'm not going to say these names because I'm going to get beaten over the head. But yeah, I mean, Bangkok is a growing city, so the centre has grown as well.
That's right. All right.
But if you're Jay and you're white and privileged, then of course it's Sukhumvit.
Yeah. Who, me? See, this is what I mean. When there's another Jay, people get confused. When we're in the office and you just shout, Jay, there's two people who are going, yeah.
So you or the other Jay are going to have to change your name.
Well, by default, since I came first, I shall remain Jay, and Jordan can be Jordan.
I think you should change your name. I think you should take
I just changed my name to
Aristotle.
Philip.
Philip.
Yeah.
Or just Phil for short.
All right. Wait, let's take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to answer some questions from our viewers. We have almost 600 people watching, which is a peak for the new year. So thank you to all the viewers watching us right now, about almost 600 people. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying the video so far, and we'll be right back after this break.
Choose your trip to your favourite island with 5-Star Marine. Go to 5starmarinephuket.com.
And welcome back. It's now time to take some viewer questions.
I've got Gijo George, one of our Thaiger members, thank you very much, asked the question, is ASQ Thailand Pass still available? I think they actually called it Happy Quarantine.
Oh.
Depending on where you come from in the world, the quarantine time, I believe, is somewhere between 7 and 10 days. And the ASQ, the quarantine version of coming back into Thailand, is still available if you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. So you can go to the Thailand Pass website, select the Happy Quarantine, and you can see if you are eligible for that.
I see.
Yeah, somebody's suggesting you should be JJ.
JJ is not that bad. Some of my friends call me JJ.
That was from Stinky, who seems to be somehow interested in our names.
I just don't want to end up being Tall J.
Tall J?
Yeah, because when another J comes in, then you've got to like differentiate between them. Oh, that's the tall one, and that's just J.
Or we could say that the other J is the slender J.
Or that. Slender.
Here's another question from the Australian Police Force, who are saying if we could tell them where Craig is staying. So apparently they'd like to invite you in for questioning. So just passing that on to Craig. Again.
Here we go. Gijo George, another good question. He says, why the New Year gathering celebrations occurred, even expats said infections could spike, then now travel restrictions occurred again. What is your opinion, Tim?
I didn't hear that, sorry.
Why even have New Year celebrations? Because everyone expected infections and COVID spikes anyways, and now there are more restrictions. Why do it?
The funny thing is that the last time we had a spike was when? Straight after Thai New Year. April the 13th, everybody headed out of the city, took COVID with them, and then we had that third wave, that big wave that was the biggest wave that Thailand's seen throughout sort of August and September is when it peaked. Mm-hmm. That's been the worst time for Thailand, and we were emerging out of that with the new test and go, getting people to come back into the country. Some 260,000 people came back to Thailand during December. Things were looking good. Then they said, we've got New Year, let's celebrate, let's not worry about it, and we know exactly what's going to happen. So you reap what you sow.
That's right.
I did have a question here. Question from Las Vegas. Do I at least get a free t-shirt for inspiring the name of a new series? Says Lawyers, Guns and Money. Lawyers, Guns and Money.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
Warren Zevon wrote the song back in the 80s. And we use that name for those discussions I have with Ben Hart from Integrity Legal.
That's right.
So do you get a free t-shirt? Yes, if you come and pick it up personally. Thank you.
All right. Let's leave it at that for today.
Oh, come on, a couple more questions.
Okay, fine. Couple of more questions. Chiming in late, what is the current status for approved test and go but not arrived yet? Wanderlust Travel with Joe. Wanderlust Travel with Joe, as of right now, the news that and rumors that are coming out is that there will be a sunset date of January the 10th. However, that has not been approved.
It hasn't been confirmed, and if it is, it will probably be confirmed or not tomorrow. But both the Public Health Minister and the Prime Minister have mentioned that date on Monday this week, which was reported on the Thaiger. So we're not just inventing this date. We've had both two senior, both the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister mentioning this date and the fact that they supported this sunset date of January the 10th.
Yeah.
But it won't be confirmed or thrown away until tomorrow.
All right.
Shannon says his name is Jordan, not Jordan. Wannabe fashion expert uses pretentious pronunciation. Possibly.
Or it could, yeah.
He can call himself what he wants. But yeah, you'll be Aristotle, he'll be Jay. Just to clarify.
I'll take Aristotle.
Okay.
Would you either recommend your friends to come to Thailand via the Phuket sandbox or wait a while? That is an excellent question, because I was actually talking to my friend from Singapore who wanted to come over. First concern for them, especially if they're a bit younger, is that it is quite expensive for them to still come in, because you do need, now that you have to come through the Phuket sandbox, you still need to pay for the hotels.
And you have to pay for insurance.
Yes, and it's a nightmare if you actually know someone or have family in Phuket. So even though my friend has family here, they still have to quarantine for
you
those
have to
7
stay
days.
at an SHA hotel,
Yeah.
although you can roam anywhere around the island during the daytime.
Yeah, you'll have to come back and sleep at your hotel. So it's still quite expensive. And I would just not suggest them to travel unless they really need to. That's just a personal opinion.
Yeah, look, the sandbox in Phuket is still open. If you go to the Thailand Pass, it means that you come to Phuket for 7 days, use the whole island during that time, roam around. There's plenty to see.
Yeah.
Most of it's open at the moment. And then you can roam anywhere around the rest of Thailand. That's how the sandbox works.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea to travel at the moment? There are risks involved. Flights being changed. The airline industry around the world is in different states of a mess at the moment.
Yeah.
And also you do have the slight risk of testing positive, and then you'll be either confined to your hotel, you'll have to go to a hospital or a hospital if you're showing symptoms. So they are risks, but these risks exist in other places in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Travel at the moment anywhere in the world is going to be challenging.
Because of the uncertainty now, I would suggest people come through the Phuket sandbox thinking that, like, I might have to quarantine as the worst possible scenario. But people who want to travel will travel. And if you want to enjoy a 7-day in Phuket and you're going to stay in a hotel anyways, then why not?
I've got one question for Hans. Hans? This is
Hans.
the manager of BYD
Is it Hans
Loft.
or is it Hans?
Hans.
Hans.
Question. Charles says, is BYD Loft a guest-friendly hotel?
Guest-friendly hotel. Guest-friendly, sure.
Is it a guest-friendly hotel?
Guest-friendly, sure.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
It would not be good to get a hotel without guests.
There you go. There's the answer from the manager. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Oh, off you go. There you go. There's the answer from the horse's mouth.
All right.
And here's the other gentleman who came to say hello to us.
Hello.
And your name was? Eddie. Ed B. Ed B. And you've travelled from which part of the States?
San Francisco, California.
San Francisco. So thank you very much. He again came to Patong just to see you and me.
Of course.
So,
to Thailand
Well,
even.
not Sam, just Jay.
Oh,
Hey, winner!
don't like you anymore. Thank you for popping in to say hello. All right, going to be we're here for what, 7 days?
Yes, we are.
Today, tomorrow,
Thursday,
then
Friday,
Monday,
Saturday,
Tuesday,
Sunday we don't
Wednesday.
have a show.
That's right. Then all
Monday to
next
Friday,
week.
yeah. Saturday, Sunday we just incubate ourselves, preserve ourselves for Monday morning.
And we should also say that Natty is doing Thailand News Update every day.
That's right. She will be doing a Vox Pop for tomorrow.
Okay.
And,
so
and also other videos for next week. So she is very busy
there's
doing
still
work
plenty
in
of
Bangkok.
Natty. She's doing Bangkok whilst we're down here in Phuket.
That's right. Yep, and that's where we're going to end the show. So please leave your comments in the comment section below on any of the topics we've discussed today or any questions you might have. We do go through all your comments. We appreciate you watching us live today. And thank you, Tim.
Thank
the
you.
return of the Messiah himself. Back on the mantle of Good Morning Thailand. For the time being.
I've missed being here, Jay.
Right. And thank you to the viewers for joining us. Thank you to Jason, who's